Okay, good morning. I had started filming on Instagram and it's got kicked off. So I'll just kind of reminisce what I've just done. I started out with a wet sponge and Bye Bye concealer. And I put the concealer very, very lightly on my forehead, down my nose, tops of my cheeks, right at the edge of the jawline, and I'm in the process of doing contour. So the contour stick I'm using is the Ardell. It's got a duo. It's got the lighter highlight, and then you got the contour on one side, and the contour is what I'm in the process of doing. So we're gonna go from there. So I've got a wet beauty blender, and I'm taking press it and kind of pull it to the direction you're wanting to go. And this color is a little darker. It's got more of a darker pigment than I normally have, but I'm out of my other concealer, so we're going to go with it. Alright. So around the edge of the nose, and the contour on your nose is totally your own wants and needs. Everyone's got something they like to change about their own self in regards to that. Mine is more about not trying to slim it per se, but I do put the contour just down the edges. I probably should go a little lower or more to the center, but I'm not that concerned about it. And then I'm just blending this contour out right at the bottom of my cheekbones. And obviously, the older you get, stuff starts going south. And so, trying to create the illusion of a lift. So, I'm just trying to make sure that that contour is blended all over. And again, it's not very heavy contour. I'm not going for a heavy look. It's just a basic, everyday application. Okay, so I'm going to let that set for just a minute. And I am going to go in with a powder concealer or a powder contour. The one I'm going to use today is Butter Bronze, and it smells amazing. It's got a coconutty, just a beachy, really good beachy scent to it. So I love that. If you know me, I love coastal views. So I'm going to go in with a Real Techniques brush, and we're going to just take where I put the cream contour, and we're just going to emphasize that. So same spots that I had been putting on the contour. And this kind of just smooths out and allows you to do a little extra. I'm going to go on with a little bit heavier with this right now because I will be putting powder on after. But I put this on pretty much where the sun would probably kind of sun kiss my face anyway. But it's raining outside, so again, it's the illusion. So again, I am going on a little heavier than I normally would. Only because I haven't put powder on yet. And we'll be able to blend all this out. So just down the edges of my nose. And you can use a smaller brush, but typically I can go and use the same brush. It's habit. Most mornings trying to hurry up. So this is where when you're using contour or a bronze that you can start creating the illusions of a more chiseled jawline. And I do use two tones on my eyeshadow or on my powder. They're the same brand. Currently, I'm using Airspun, and the one I'm using today, I'm going to use Natural Neutral. It is number 070, and then I'm also going to be using Suntan, which is 070. Suntan obviously will go where the bronze or the contour tone color is. So we're just going to tap that. And again, even the suntan color kind of makes that look like it's lighter because we're trying to just tone it down. Trying to got the more natural foundation look today. So we're just going over that. And I'm tapping. It's not necessarily baking, but I'm tapping it. I'm going to let it sit there just for a couple of minutes. The only thing about doing this is if you don't put something over your clothing, you get it all over you. So again, this is the Suntan Airspun loose powder. So now I'm going to go in with Airspun in the, again, natural neutral. And with this application, I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics brush. This brush, if you don't ever buy anything else through this company, this brush has got the larger brush on the top, and then it's got this little small one on the bottom. I use this one a lot of the times for if I'm trying to put a highlight down my nose because it's a much smaller brush, or I use it when I'm trying to do under eye concealer. So I'm going to take this brush on the large end with the Naturally Neutral, and I'm going to put this pretty heavily under my eyes where I did all the highlight color before. So we're going on the lid, down the edge of the nose, top of the cheeks, under the eye, tops of the eyebrows. And I'm tapping. I'm not dragging because if you drag, sometimes it will streak your face, and I'm not going for that look at all. So I'm going to go down the edge of your face. And I am leaving this on a little bit heavy because I'm just tapping it. Chin, right. Then I'm going to take the small end of the brush, and I'm going to tap it right down the middle because I'm not trying to alleviate all that suntan powder that I just put on. Alright, so we're going to let that sit for just a minute. And while that's doing its thing, dust off my shirt. It's all over me. I'm going to go ahead and pick up an eyeshadow palette. What I'm using today is Kat Von D. I love her makeup. I love the lipsticks. I love the her blushes, the eyeshadows. Everything's pigmented, and the lipsticks are amazing. The ones I normally use are the liquid. They're Stay Put. They are matte. The Lolito is a beautiful, neutral, natural color. I don't think I'm wearing that today, but because I'm using Kat Von D eyeshadow palette today, it made me think of it. So I'm taking a highlight color, and I'm going to go ahead and do the whole lid. It is a matte. There's no shimmer to this one at all. So I'm just creating a base. Same thing on the other eye. And the whole lid. Again, this is a matte. Take the same color, and I'm going to drag it on the inside corner on the lower lash line on both eyes. And what this does is, first off, it opens up your eyes. It makes them look a little bit larger, and you're going to take it right in the corner, and it gives the illusion of a larger eye. And if you had a long night the night before, putting a highlight in the center, making sure the highlight's at the brow, it does open up your eyes, makes them look much larger, and it just makes them look great. So if I was going to go straight out the door right now, what I would do would be to dust off the powder I do have sitting on my face. I would do the brows, some mascara, and some lips, and go out the door. But we're not rushing out the door today. So we'll go in with, this is almost black eyeshadow. And we'll go on both sides, on the outer corners. I'm going up with it. Same color, I'm going to pick it up, and we're going to drag it just along about midway on the front or the top lid right at the lash line. And then we'll start blending that out here in just a second. So same thing on the other eye. We're going to blend it to about the middle of the eyelid. This kind of creates a smoky eye. So I'm going to pick up the same color, but I'm going to add just a little bit of a light gray to that black. And we're going to take it and drag it in the crease. And we're going to blend all this out here in a minute. So you're going to go in kind of bold, so using black and then a light gray. And you're going to go from the outer corner and you're bringing this into the crease. And then based on your eye shape, you can either keep it in the crease and then use like a lighter color above it, or you can take this darker color higher up on your eye. It really depends on your own personal preference and what look you're going for. So I'm going to go just above it, but continue to take the darkest part of that, and it's going to stay in the crease. So the darkest, pick up a little bit of that lighter gray, and then we're going to go just right up above that crease. I know it's looking a little crazy right now, but once we clean it up, it will look gorgeous. So you want to make sure it's pretty even at this stage, because we are going to go back in and touch up. We're going to put a couple of colors in this mix here. So that same black tone eyeshadow on the Kat Von D palette, I'm going to go right on my lash line. And this is going to keep me from having to use a actual liner. And this stuff stays all day long. And I typically take it to just on the right past the pupil on the lower lash line. So outer corner, you're going to drag it right on your waterline, right at the lash line. And it gives you that really pretty smoky eye. And of course, you're going to have a lot of color that's fail on your face, probably, if you're not tapping it off in between applications. So I'm going to lightly knock that off. Lightly dust that. And when you're doing this, it creates that smoother edge along the outer corner of the eye. So get the loosely that fell under your eyes. And then you take the brush and you just drag it back and forth till you've got a more contoured edge. Alright, so I'm putting up the Kat Von D palette for the moment. And I'm going to grab a ColourPop palette. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this palette is I Think I Love You. And I'm going to go in with this yellow shimmer. This yellow shimmer is a beautiful color. It's very pigmented. I use my fingertips to do this color. And I'm going to take that color right in the middle, right up above my pupil. And I'm going to just apply it pretty heavily, because I'm going to blend that out here in just a moment. So I'm kind of just taking it. And if it overlays on the black, that's totally fine. But you take this color right in the middle, you're tapping it. The color is just absolutely a beautiful goldish yellow glitter. Or I guess more of a shimmer than glitter. Wipe off my finger. And then I'm going to take a blending brush. And I'm going to just very lightly blend that right into the edge of that black. Soften it just a touch. And then I'm going to go in with an eyeliner from Thrive. This is a highlight stick. This one is in Stella. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take it from the edge where the yellow is right here, and I'm going to drag it from the inside corner right up to the edge of that yellow. Right in the corner of my eye. And then I'm going to drag it right over where I put that light color under my eye. And again, you're kind of just touching up where we did the other eyeshadow colors. So, right on the corner inside, top lid, from the corner over to the edge of the yellow. Right in the corner. And then right on the bottom lid. And you can sometimes, if you feel like you need to put a little bit more at the top of your brow, or at the bottom of your brow, you can. I haven't blended that out yet, so we're going to touch that. So you're just kind of softening up that harder edge of the black. So smooth and soften. And I think I will take just a little bit of this highlight and just right under my brow. And I do like to do this before I do my brows. And that just gives you that lifted, highlighted look. So I'm going to take a large brush and we're going to knock off all the powder that I have put on my face. So I had used Suntan and Airspun and then Neutral Natural. And we're just kind of dusting that off very lightly. It's more about just blending everything out. And then I'm going to pick up ColourPop. And this is a pinky blush. I don't know the name of it because I bought some of the I bought some empty palettes, and then bought some blushes, and I should have wrote on. So I'm just going to take this right at the top of my cheekbone. Going to go in a little circle, and then we're just going to softly drag that to the outer corner. This is a really pretty color. If you're trying to just throw a little bit of flushing, it's a great color. So it's just a rosy pink. That's pretty much it for that. So eyebrows. I'm going to go in, instead of using powder, I'm going to use this is actually an eyeshadow brush, but I'm going to go in with, it's in medium brown. I need to sharpen it. Should have checked that beforehand. But obviously you can see the underneath of my hair. It's cut. I've let it grow. I've been letting it grow, I guess about 3 weeks. So I've got it's probably about a 1/4 inch long. I normally cut it at an 1/8. So we're going to draw on these brows. I've got thyroid issues, and unfortunately that's a bad symptom or a side effect of low thyroid, so it's hypothyroid, is you start losing and have thinning of your eyebrows. You may notice hair loss on your head. You'll notice dry skin. And yes, I do use left hand to left side, right hand to right side. I'm cool like that. Some people can't do it for nothing. But when I play sports, I play different hands, different sides. When I play basketball, I'm left-handed. When I throw a softball, I'm right-handed. When I play golf, I'm right-handed. When I do makeup, I'm left hand and right hand. Ambidextrous, I guess that's what that is. So there's the brow. I can never get them 100% even, but they're usually close. So, and this is the Palladino, I think. Palladio. I love this brand. They've got a great foundation. If you've never used it, I highly suggest it. It's like it's a powder. It's pressed powder foundation. It comes like this, and it comes with a little sponge. This stuff you can either put it on wet or dry. In the summer, and they've got I think they've got about 16 shades. So you just about almost guarantee you're going to find your color. But it is so light. It looks so great on. In the winter, my skin's really dry, so I don't recommend. On myself, I've not found it to be a good thing when I've got dry skin in the winter. So I'm going in with Lash Sensations. This is waterproof as always. I found this cool little, it's shimmery, it's like a rose gold tube. I don't know if it was just a promo or what, but I love this mascara. So we're going to put one coat on. You do one coat when I put it on is you do the fronts of the lashes. And then you go from the behind, just on the tips, and you bring it about midway down, and then you drag it to the tips. And it makes a huge difference on creating that fullness on your lashes. But hands down, to me, out of everything I've tried, and I've tried expensive name brands, over the counter, this is the best mascara if you're looking for a waterproof mascara that elongates, thickens. Again, one coat each eye. But my trick is you do the one coat on the front. Make sure you saturate the lashes good. You're not picking up any more additional product, but you go midway down the lash from the back side and drag it to the ends, and then you go back and just make sure they're separated. Same on the bottom. And if you want a super impactful eyelash, go in with a second coat. It's great for nighttime. Love, 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 love this mascara. So I'm going to let it dry for a moment. And while I'm letting that dry, I'm going to take my eyebrow brush. And we're just going to soften that eyeshadow pencil. I don't like my brows real harsh. I think it's primarily because I know that I struggle with them so much. But soften them up, smooth them out. And at this point, I always take a clear mascara. This one happens to be Wet n Wild. And I put it just over the brows. Because if it's raining or your face gets wet from whatever reason, whether you're washing dishes or your kid splashes your face, and you go to wipe it off, and you wipe off your one eyebrow and you don't realize you wiped it off, it's happened. Wouldn't be speaking about it if it hadn't. So we're going to let that dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to go in with a little bit of a highlight. This one is It Cosmetics palette highlight. I use my finger with this one. So right at the top of my cheek. That's going right over top of where I had the blush. Right on the tip of my nose. And I always go over my lips with a highlighter. So in reality, if you wanted to put this on your lips, you could actually do a nude lip liner with this and then throw you some clear gloss. You can be perfectly okay to go right out the door with that. I'm going to spray my face with again, Wet n Wild. This is Cucumber 3-in-1 Primer Water. And it's about 5 sprays. We're going to let that dry. I'm trying to think what color I want to put on my lips. I've got colors everywhere. I think the color I really want is downstairs. So the look is pretty much done other than the lips. And I think I may put a color on just for this video, and I'll end up taking it off. And is doing a color, just a pink gloss. I think it's called Strawberry Jam, I think it's the color. But this one is Wet n Wild. It's number 902. It's the Mega Stay. This is a great nude color. This is my go-to. If I'm going out the door, I literally will put the Dew Illumination. I'll do mascara. I'll throw on a little bit of a pink dust on my blush and this color. And then I'll touch up the brows. And out the door I'll go. If I'm in a real hurry, and that creates that really nice, put together, natural look. I think that's pretty much it for this look. I am going to finish up my hair. I dried it this morning. And if you haven't used these little plastic scrunchies that look like a telephone cord, they're amazing. They don't typically leave marks in your hair. And I sleep in one a lot of nights. I'll wash my hair the night before. And then wake up and just grab a round brush. So that's what we're going to do. Just creating volume, smoothing out the cuticle. Okay, that's pretty much it. Because like I said, I washed it last night. Threw it up in one of these little stretchy plastic hair ties and just smoothing out the hairstyle. So if I wanted to add some extra lift, I would do a couple of options. I currently use a powder root lifter. I think it's Bedhead. I'd have to look. No, this one's actually Beyond the Zone. It's a powder. You take it, you lift it up, you put it on your root. Actually, I can do that. I actually feel like I need some in the back. So you lift up the hair. You directly put this on the root. And it is white, so if you've got darker hair, they actually make, I don't know if I make it in this brand, but they make a root powder that is for dark hair. Because if you don't get this blended in really well, so what you do is you take your fingers and you rub it in and try to make sure that This stuff here, I can feel the product in my hair until I've gotten it all absorbed and rubbed in. It kind of feels clumpy, but once it's done, it's done. Now you can use the aerosols, but this one, it creates instant volume. And if you want to add just like a little bit of a aerosol hairspray or a hairspray to that, you certainly can. And it will hold all day long. You may have to like go in the bathroom and just kind of, you know, fluff it up a touch, but it works pretty well. But if you've got darker hair and you don't get it blended, you'll have these little white specks. It'll make it look like you've got really bad dandruff or something in your hair. And that's not a look that anyone wants to go for. So, but anyway, that's pretty much it. One of the products I do use right now when my hair is wet, it's the Prep Rally. I had gotten it in my FabFitFun box. I love the smell of it, and it really does do well. I'll put it on when my hair is wet, towel dried, and it has made a difference with the smoothness of my hair when I dry it the night before. But for me personally, trying to grow out this crazy hair all the way around the front, back, sides, or the sides and the back, I've been trying to let it grow out. But quite honestly, I like my hair shorter with a little bit more style to it. It's driving me nuts trying to let it grow out. It takes forever. I've tried supplements and solutions and home remedies, and this is as far as it's gotten in 2 years. It's ridiculous. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. I'll have a couple of new videos coming very soon, so stay tuned. And if there's a video you'd like to see me do in regards to makeup or hair, I've got a hair tutorial I'm going to do. I've got a new bedhead waver tool, and I really like it. I've done a couple of hairstyles with it, and it creates this crazy volume, and it may be my saving grace in regards to growing this hair out. But the warmer the weather gets, usually the more this hairstyle changes. So have a great day. Thanks for watching.